Welcome to another exciting episode of Howard's Opinion. I'm your host, Howard, and we're thrilled to have you joining us today. As we dive into the world of sports, get ready for some thought-provoking discussions, in-depth analysis, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. Let's kick off today's show with a story that's been making waves in the college football scene. You might have heard about Avery Johnson, the star quarterback from Kansas State, who's been turning heads with his impressive skills on the field. But what's even more interesting is the drama that unfolded during the offseason, when Johnson was reportedly courted by bigger schools with lucrative nil offers. According to sources, Johnson was tempted to leave K-State for a major power conference team, but ultimately decided to stay loyal to his program. And let me tell you, it's a good thing he did. With Johnson at the helm, K-State is looking to make a strong push for a Big 12 championship this season. In fact, Johnson himself has set lofty goals, saying that anything less than a conference title would be a letdown. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what's the big deal about Avery Johnson? Well, my friends, this kid is the real deal. He's got the talent, the charisma, and the work ethic to take his team all the way to the top. And with his impressive nil portfolio, which includes deals with major brands like CVS and a regional telecommunications provider, he's proving that he's not just a star on the field, but also a savvy businessman off it. But here's the thing. Johnson's decision to stay at K-State is more than just a testament to his loyalty. It's also a reflection of the crazy, unbridled mess that college football has become. With the transfer portal and nil deals changing the game, it's no longer just about the love of the sport. It's about the business side of things, too. And speaking of business, Johnson's got a lot of it going on. From driving around in a lavender Corvette Stingray to promoting his favorite drink, strawberry lemonade, this kid is building a brand that's hard to ignore. But will it be enough to take K-State to the promised land? That's what we'll be keeping an eye on as the season unfolds. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're diving into the world of sports, specifically the NFL, where opinions are as plentiful as touchdowns on a Sunday afternoon. Today, we're focusing on the Washington Commanders, a team that's been making waves with their performances and, of course, contract negotiations. Let's start with the buzz around Terry McLaurin, one of the team's standout players. Joe Theismann, a legendary figure in the franchise's history, has come out strongly in support of McLaurin, comparing him to none other than Jerry Rice. High praise indeed, but is it warranted? While McLaurin is undoubtedly a talented receiver, the question remains whether he's in the same league as Rice, or even among the top 5 receivers currently playing in the NFL. Theismann's enthusiasm for McLaurin and the Commanders is well documented, and his recent comments highlight the ongoing contract negotiations between McLaurin and the team. The situation has sparked debate among fans and pundits alike, with some assuming the Commanders are at fault for not meeting McLaurin's demands. However, it's essential to remember that we don't have all the details on what's being asked for or offered. Perhaps McLaurin's representation is holding up an agreement. The truth is, we just don't know yet. Moving on, another interesting development comes from Adam Rank, an NFL Network personality and noted Commanders critic. Rank has made his predictions for the 2025 season, and it's no surprise that he doesn't have high hopes for Washington. He's forecasting a 7-10 finish for the team, which has naturally ruffled some feathers among Commanders fans. It's worth noting, though, that Rank's predictions are often influenced by his allegiance to the Chicago Bears, who had a less-than-stellar season last year. Rank's predictions also include the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings finishing with mediocre records, while he believes the Green Bay Packers will edge out a 9-8 season. But the real eyebrow-raiser is his forecast for the Bears, who he thinks will win their division with an 11-6 record. It's ambitious, to say the least, especially considering the upgrades other teams in the NFC North have made. As we continue to navigate the world of NFL predictions and contract negotiations, one thing is clear. Opinions are plentiful, and everyone has a stake in the game. Whether you're a die-hard Commanders fan or just a casual observer, it's essential to keep an open mind and wait for all the facts before forming an opinion. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're wrapping up today's discussion, and I want to dive into a topic that's been making waves in the world of college football. As you may know, there's been a lot of talk about potential changes to the college football playoff system, with some proposals suggesting an expansion to 16 teams. Now, Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark has weighed in on this issue, expressing his support for a format that would allow teams to earn it on the field rather than relying on automatic qualifiers. This approach would prioritize parity and competitiveness across all conferences, giving more teams a chance to compete at the highest level. I have to say, I appreciate Yormark's commitment to creating a level playing field. The current system can be frustrating for teams that feel they're being left out of the playoff conversation due to circumstances beyond their control. By emphasizing merit-based selection, we might see more surprises and upsets in the postseason, which could be exciting for fans. However, it's also important to consider the potential drawbacks of such a system. For example, would it lead to more controversy and debate over which teams deserve to be included? Or could it create an environment where certain conferences are consistently at a disadvantage? As we move forward in this discussion, it's crucial to balance competing interests and find a solution that works for everyone involved. The college football playoff has been a huge success so far, but there's always room for improvement. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.